Yeah, it's totally in the corner of the screen.
It bothers
totally
me.
okay.
Can you please like blur it out and make that video?
Okay.
There, that looks better.
Your stool is black.
Mm-hmm. Who's with us? We have Talia with us.
Hey.
We have Huwa with us.
Hey.
And we have Hila with us. And I'm gonna tell a story. And it's gonna be about this date at Disney. And I don't want to say too much. It's just this date at Disney that things happened. You don't know any of this, right?
No.
Okay.
That's why I'm like, what?
So our story begins in MySpace. And I knew someone on MySpace, and we were messaging each other. Neither of us remember how we met or how we started messaging. She was a female. We're gonna call her Nala for the course of this story. I met Nala on MySpace. We messaged each other, and then Facebook became popular. We were friends on Facebook, and we messaged each other. And the dynamic of our relationship was like friendship, but like we would mostly talk about like romantic things. So like if things were going poorly in her romantic life, we would talk about it, or same on my end, we would just talk about it. Like, I don't know, we were just like there for each other, I guess. So this continued for a few years and nothing became of it. It was just like, I don't know, someone that I'd message every once in a while.
So you just assume that maybe something would happen even though you've never met before?
Well, we had...
You guys, oh my god, you guys didn't even meet?
Right, no, she lived in Iowa.
Oh my
This
god.
was before Catfish. So.
Yeah, before Catfish was a...
Last time you said, we both met each other, but we just don't remember when. We both just don't remember.
Yeah, you just said that.
No.
Really
we don't remember how we started
person.
messaging each other.
Oh, that's how you don't remember. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We met online.
It was just like every once in a while we'd message each other. And that was it. It was me and Nala on Facebook. One of those times, she messages me like, hey, what are you doing this weekend in June? But she said this in like January. So it was like 6 months away. So I was like, nothing. I'm not doing anything. What's up? And she was like, okay, well, I'm going to Orlando. I'm going to Disney World. So we should meet up. I was like, okay, like, cool. I like adventures like that. Like, I don't know, going out of town and hanging out with new friends.
You
like,
getting kidnapped.
I wasn't kidnapped. I agreed immediately, and I didn't think much of it.
So remind us where you're driving from?
So, right, at the time,
Naples.
I lived in Naples, which is about 5 hours from Orlando.
Jesus.
But I still agreed. I still agreed to...
I mean,
to all
you
of
did,
To meet
before
a
you did say
stranger.
she was traveling all the way from
Right, so she's traveling from Iowa to Orlando.
Iowa, and so
I was like, well, 5 hours is nothing compared to however long her trip is. The weekend came around, I had a certain allotment for gas, which was most of my budget, and then I had like $40 spending money. The struggle was real at that time. Like Thursday, I didn't hear from her. I was like, okay, I guess she's gonna get in touch with me tomorrow. Friday night, she's like, hey, how about we meet tomorrow in downtown Disney? And I was like, yeah, sure, let's go. I'm A-okay. What time? And she's like, 6. And I was like, cool, I'll be there. Early in the morning, I make the 5-hour drive from Naples to Orlando. I don't know, just in case. I just didn't want anything to go wrong and then me mess this up. So I get there way early, like at noon. It's the summer, it's June in Florida, so it's blazing hot. And on top of that, downtown Disney was going through construction. So it was packed. Like, the sidewalks were blocked off and stuff, so there was a lot going on at downtown Disney. And I was sweating within like 30 seconds that I got there. I was looking at menus and like things to do around there. Everything was pricey, which was like, already things are off to a rough start. I just walked around downtown Disney until the sun was starting to set. 6 o'clock came around, and I was like, cool, I should hear from Nala anytime now. I didn't hear from Nala.
Oh my god.
So I was like, oh. Okay, maybe I got the date wrong or something. So 6:30 rolls around, same thing. 7 o'clock, nothing.
Oh.
7:30, and then I get a text from her. Hey, sorry, I was having dinner with family. And I was like, well, that ruins my plans for like eating dinner. And she was like, sorry, so I wasn't by my phone. Let's meet up. She was at this pizzeria, and halfway between us was SeaWorld. So I was like, let's meet up at SeaWorld. So I drive from downtown Disney to SeaWorld. I wait at a gas station in front of SeaWorld, and I'm posted in front of my car, like trying to look cool.
With your legs open?
Oh, wow. Ready to party.
Because I imagine her family pulling up and being like, oh, what a muscular guy. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to look for. And then I see a van pull up, park next to my car. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to like meet the family. This is going to be like a big thing. It's going to be kind of awkward because I don't know her, but we're acting like we know each other. She gets out of the car. The van door closes and they drive away. So I'm like, okay, I guess that works too. Let's roll with it. I don't know. I guess her family doesn't care about her. Whatever. We have the awkward like, hey, what's up? Hey, cool. I open the door for her. She gets in my car. And I get into my car, close the door. Immediately, it's awkward. immediately. I try to break the ice like, hey, how was the trip? What do you think of Florida? Yeah.
Before this, you guys would talk constantly or no?
We would have times where we would talk all the time, and then times that we wouldn't talk.
Because I feel like if it was a person that you talk a lot, you'd have stuff to talk about. Like, oh, remember that one person I told you about? Yeah, whatever, you know. But if you barely talk to her, why would you even go see her?
We would more talk about like, oh, my boyfriend's so dumb. I try to talk and like make a conversation, and she's giving me like so little to work with. She's just like, yeah, it was good.
Oh my god, I hate that.
That is so awkward.
And I was like, I have nothing to work with here. Like, immediately all of my icebreakers that I planned out in my head, like 50 of them, were like done in a matter of like 30 seconds. And it was just awkward silence immediately. And the whole time, I don't want to be like mean, but she had this stupid look on her face. It was just like a poker face. I couldn't read what was going on. I have a hard enough time determining what people are feeling, like when they're not trying to, you know, throw me off. Imagine when the face is just like, the entire time. I had no idea what was going on. So I was like, let me turn it up a notch. I was ready for this. I prepared a CD of songs that we had talked about over the length of time that we knew each other.
That's cute.
That was my thought process. I was like, okay, cool. So I put in the CD.
I think it's creepy.
And I play the song, and she's like, hey, I know this song. I like this song. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And next song, same thing. She's like, I like the song too. And I'm like, yeah.
I think it's creepy.
And then like immediately it was like, Josh is creepy. Like that was the vibe that I got. And I was like,
wait! It's like that video. If you like the guy, oh my god, it's so cute. If you don't like the guy, what the heck?
The little that I was perceiving of her emotions, I was like, wow, she's not into this.
Was she single when you guys
Yes,
met up?
and me too.
Okay.
Weren't you always
That was a very quick
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to clean it up.
Were you single? Yeah, and me too.
I didn't ask you.
Just putting it out there. There was a potential for something, clearly, but I wasn't pushing it. It was like 45 minutes just in that time in traffic, and it was awkward the whole time. So things were not great. So in the CD, there was a song by Kendrick Lamar called Swimming Pools. Mm-hmm. You know the song? Pour up,
No.
drink,
I listen to Ratchet.
headshot, drink, sit down, drink, stand up, drink. It's about alcoholism. So,
My theme.
to my understanding, she gets like this bright look on her face, like excited look in her eyes, like, do you like drugs? And I was
What? That came out of her mouth?
yeah, and I was like, no, I don't do drugs. She's like, you don't drink? No, don't drink. Oh, come on, you smoke some weed, right? No, I don't smoke weed. Something that surprisingly has never come up over the course of our entire time knowing each other. She loves drugs.
I just love how she's like, I love drugs.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
And I was
kind
like-
of made up.
Okay. She told me about this time that she took Molly, ecstasy, at prom, and it was like the best night of her life. And that was the only time that she got excited about anything. And I was like, not excited about it.
Oh my god.
And she's like, well, what do you do then? I was like, well, I like read and stuff, like for fun, you mean? Like, I don't know. And like, she thought I was lame. I thought she...
Was linked to
Crazy.
It was,
Okay, you can say it.
So, yeah. So we get to downtown Disney. It takes us forever to find parking. The CD keeps playing. It's still awkward. I park, and it turns out being in front of this half of downtown Disney called Pleasure Island. So we get out, walk towards Pleasure Island, and then she's like, Pleasure Island? Probably not with that much, like, head action. Pleasure Island?
Sorry. I'm done.
What makes you think I'm gonna go to Pleasure Island with you? I was like, I didn't know how to respond. Like, it's Disney. That's when I find out she's really perverted.
So none
Like-
of this ever came up when you guys would talk.
No.
This is
So-
horrible.
The thing is, how did each other's personality never came out in the conversation?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know.
How long
I
was it
mean,
that you guys were talking? Like,
we had like known each other for like 4 years at this point.
That's why it goes back when you asked, did you guys talk a lot or you guys didn't talk that much? So that's why if you would have said we talked a lot, then that would have happened.
Mhm.
Like her personality would have came out.
We walk into Pleasure Island despite her objections. That makes it seem. Never mind. Whatever.
you better be careful with your wording.
Yeah. So we go into downtown Disney. We're walking around, and it's the happiest place on earth, but there's literally nothing to talk about. And the whole time she still has that stupid look on her face. And I have no idea what to do. I end up finding a pair of benches that we can sit on. So we sit on the bench. The sun was setting. There were boats coming across the water.
Perfect scenery.
It was like...
Proposal scenery.
Exactly.
Ooh, that's
so I was
beautiful.
like, if I'm going to make a move, this is when I'm going to make a move. Right at these benches. I had scoped them out beforehand.
But you
So
want to make a move on this crazy person that...
If I was
Josh
going
was
to... If
sad and
anything was
lonely,
going to...
okay?
Yeah,
So we sit at the benches, and it's kind of nice. She still has that look on her face, though. So I don't know if she's liking it or not. And then, like, a bunch of little, like, things start crawling up from the water to where we're sitting. And then she was like, what is that? And I was like, crabs? Are those crabs? It looked like crabs. No, they were, like, a giant, like, wave of giant roaches climbing up from the water onto the floor where we were sitting.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm just like, thinking about that right now. Oh my
So
god.
the couple in the bench next to us literally get up and scream and run away. And Nala took it like a champ. She didn't act scared. She was just like there. I guess I should have taken that as an omen or something. I don't know.
If
But-
not anything else that has already happened during the day.
Right. Oh, and my stomach goes because I haven't eaten them the whole day and I'm starving. I remember that there's a restaurant that Susie had talked about called That One Spot that I'd been wanting to eat at because he always
Who's
talks about
Susie?
the burgers there. He's a YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
My favorite YouTuber. He talks about it. He lived in Orlando, so I was like, hey, there's this place I know. It's called That One Spot. I was thinking of going, but it would be kind of depressing if I went alone. How about you and I go to That One Spot? What do you say? And then she was like, That One Spot, that's not a real place. And I was like, yeah, it is actually. And she was like, no, I'm not going to That One Spot with you. And I was like, what? What is going on? Like, did I miss something? She's like, pull it up on Google. Pull it up on Google. So I pull it up on Google, and it's like, That One Spot Deli. And she's like, oh, so it is a real place. And I was like, yeah, what did you think? And then I caught on to like that she thought I was gonna take her to like a sketchy place.
Obviously.
Right. But it was like a real place because I'm not like a sketchy person. Then I was like, she doesn't trust me. Like, I don't know. It was like, it wasn't a good feeling. So we were just there and it got awkward again. So I was like, think of things to talk about, nothing, So then I bring up the big question, right? I was like, hey, look, we've been talking for years. Sometimes it's been affectionate. Do you think this will go anywhere, or are you not feeling it? I'm totally cool with either one. Like, I just want to have fun. And then she goes, which doesn't answer my question.
At all.
Right. So I'm like, what? Question mark over my head. It's awkward still. And then her family ends up coming around. They came to Downtown Disney. They found parking immediately, of course. And they walked up behind us. And she's like, oh my gosh, my family. I don't know. She didn't say that, but that was her attitude. She runs up to her aunt and she has some like little niece or nephew. There's like a baby there. And she's like, starts playing with the baby and like talking to her aunt. And I'm just like there, like by the bench, trying to look cool. Oh, your foot's in the thing again. That's okay with me.
It's
I don't know
not
if
okay
it's
with
okay.
me. I don't like feet.
I was trying to look cool by the bench, flexing, you know. She didn't introduce me to her family. So they all start walking away and I'm like,
That's so weird.
That's creepy. My mom would
That's
never,
very weird.
ever
Very
do
weird.
that.
so I'm like tagging along behind them, like trying to make conversation with her uncle or whatever. But he has the same stupid face, so it runs in the family. I don't know. So we walk into a few stores and I'm like tagging along behind them, like sparking up random conversation with some of her relatives, but like introducing myself, but like that's weird. So it was weird. And then my stomach goes like really loud again. From the front of the group, Nala hears my stomach because it was like I was hungry. And Nala hears my stomach and she's like, whoa, do you want to get some food or something? I was like, yeah, let's get some food. She's like, okay, Josh and I are gonna get some food. See you later. And we split off from the main group. So I was like, okay, take two. Maybe we just started off on the wrong foot. So we end up choosing a restaurant. It's an Italian restaurant. We walk in, we sit down, and it's kind of fancy, you know? We order some like fancy cranberry sparkling water, I don't know. And they bring out garlic bread, and she orders some pizza, which I was hyped for because I love pizza. I take a bite into the garlic bread, best garlic bread I've had in my life. I was so hungry. I just scarfed down garlic breads by the dozen. She takes a bite into it, spits it out onto her plate.
Oh my god.
She's like, I work in a bakery, and when bread's not up to par, I don't know what it is. I was like, okay, that's weird. But I just eat all the garlic bread, because I'm just like, whatever. They bring out the pizza. It wasn't even that big, but it was expensive. So I was already looking at the price tag, like, don't order anything else, please. I take a bite into it. It is so good.
Where's your
Authentic
money?
Italian margarita, good pizza. She takes a bite into it, spits it out onto her plate, and I was like, And she's like, I must have gotten a stomach bug or something, I don't know. And I was like, what is going on here? First garlic bread, then pizza. Are you a human being? Like, that was going through my head. The waiter sees that this isn't going well. I didn't even ask or anything, but the waiter brings by 2 little bowls of ice cream. And I was like, wow, Disney, you know how to keep the magic alive. Good on you, Disney. The waiter's like, oh, try to guess the flavors. And then he walks away. And I was like, you know, that waiter could be my homie. I'll trust that waiter with my life. Like, I had good feelings. She takes one. It's obviously chocolate. She's like, this is chocolate. And she tries the other one and she's like, I don't know what that is, but I don't really like it. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I decide to like pop the big question, right? Like,
Proposal?
No.
Oh.
But I'm like, hey, earlier I kind of brought up like how we were like, sometimes we'll talk more than friends, but I don't know if you wanted to like see where that goes or if you just wanted to like be chill and like be friends like normal. You just kind of gave me like a little laugh and didn't answer my question. And then she goes, and I'm like, there it is. That's it. You did the same thing. You're not answering my question. And then she's like, we'll see where it goes. I don't know yet. And I'm like, okay.
You're so patient, Joe. You're such a good
You really
guy.
are. I would have been out by then.
The waiter comes back and he's like, did you guess the flavors? And then she's like, this one's chocolate. And he's like, yes. And the other one, did you guess it? He's like, no, I don't recognize it, but I don't really like it. And then he's like, okay, think breakfast. I'm over here like, okay, maybe it's like French toast or coffee or something. And she's like, I don't know, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch or something. And then, no, it's Nutella. My jaw hits the floor. I was like, you don't like Nutella? Pizza, garlic bread, how? I was like mystified completely. If anything was over the line for me, this was over the line for me. So I was like, hold up, you've never had Nutella before? But she's like, no, I've never had it before. The waiter's like, well, your parents never let you have. I butt in like happiness because I thought it was funny. I don't know. Then me and the waiter laugh because it's kind of funny. And then she gets super mad, like serious. And she's like, I don't even live with my parents. And the waiter and I were just like, what? What? I don't know. And the waiter just walks away. And he leaves me to the awkwardness. And I'm like, oh. I eat both ice creams and the whole pizza too because I was starving. And I was like, reconsidering at this point.
Wait,
So-
you hadn't reconsidered before that?
So we keep walking around, bump into her family again, walk around like this place that had like Disney princesses and Legos and whatever. And then out of the corner of my eye, I noticed like a fountain spurting water out of the ground and like kids playing in it and there are like lights around it and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that looks pretty cool. And then Nala's like, yeah, that does. And she like runs over to the fountain. I like go to the fountain too because she's the only one I know. So, I mean, yeah. She's like, wow, this is super nice. And I'm like, yeah. This is kind of nice. And I'm looking up and there's like Disney music playing. Like there are Christmas lights in the trees up there. And it was nighttime already. Like, I don't know, like the vibe was different. I like sit down in like a little bench nearby. She goes to take pictures of the water, but every time she would take a picture of the water would stop. And then when she would put her phone away, the water would start up again. I don't know. It was kind of funny. So I was like laughing, but it wasn't funny to her. So
I
it was
think
just
she
like
hated you.
awkward again. And then she ended up giving up on taking a picture. And then she sits next to me. We're just sitting next to each other on this bench under all these Christmas lights. And then the song Can You Feel the Love Tonight from Lion King starts playing. Right. How can you not think of love while that song's playing? Like, I was like, not all is lost. Like, maybe something could become of this. I don't know.
You guys are still in downtown Disney.
Yeah.
What time is it?
It was probably like close to midnight or
Okay.
a little past midnight at this point. Can You Feel the Love Tonight starts coming on. And I was like, all right, time for me to work my Josh magic. She's sitting there looking dead ahead, stupid look on her face. And then I'm next to her and I go, can you feel the love tonight? Because I'm dumb and I can't think of anything to say. And then she goes, what?
The right response.
That was the best swerve ever.
What?
And I was like, the song that's playing right now. And she's like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, that didn't go as planned. What's next in I don't know. It's quiet for a little bit and the song's still playing and I'm like, let me be upfront. Let me be straight up. Let me be a man about this. I look at her. When I turn around, like, I put my hand on her hand and like she doesn't move her hand and like she looks at me. So I look into her eyes. She just has that look in her face. I look into her eyes and I'm like, hey, listen, Nala, listen. It's been a long day and I just wanted to know if you think something more can come of this or if you think we should just drop it here. And then she said something along the lines of like, regardless, we'll still keep in touch. What do you think that means? For me, that means make a move. I was like, right.
Maybe either or, whether you do
Mhm.
make a move or not, it's cool. I'm cool.
Right.
Like tonight is tonight.
Right. So I was like, okay, we're back on. Josh business is back in business. I was like, let's do this. Our hands are still touching. The Christmas lights are going. Can You Feel the Love Tonight is kind of winding down though. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait till the next song starts for me to like do anything. Because Can You Feel the Love Tonight was the perfect song to play at that moment. It completely changed everything. And the next song was Chim Chimney, Chim Chimney, Chim Chim, which was okay, I guess. Not romantic though. So I hear the start of the song go and I'm like, nah, I'll take my chances. I'll wait till the next song. I'll stall. I tell her stuff like, hey, you know, like, it was a long drive to get here. I'm really glad I did. This is one heck of a night. I just hope that we can, you know, make these memories last. And I'm like, listening for the end of the song. And it's longer than you remember. She didn't say anything. She just looked at me dead forward with that look on her face. Hearing the song drop off, and I'm like, all right, here we go. Time to make my move. Let's go in for the kill. I start leaning in for like a kiss, right? But I'm like, you know what? Let me play it safe. I go in, and what I do is I kiss her on the cheek. And I'm like, I'm really glad I could be here with you right now. She just like nods and does that laugh. And I'm just like, this song's gonna start up and I'm about to... There's a pause in the music and I go in. We're so close, I can feel the warmth of her face. And then, bump, 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 bare necessities. Bump, 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 bump. The least sexy Disney song in the history of Disney songs. Think of a less sexy one. No, you can't. You think of the bear, you think of the little kid, you think of the dancing. She cracks up laughing. Like, she dies laughing. And I'm there like, yeah, so we didn't kiss.
I got one.
That was a good
We
candidate.
can still twerk to that song. So technically.
Then I see a bunch of Hispanics come around the corner, and they're like, Nala, my feet are tired. Let's get some drinks. Let's get out of here.
She was Hispanic?
Yeah, she was Mexican. She's like, okay, bye. Gets up and like walks up to her family. And then I'm just like...
Said, okay, bye.
They end up leaving to their car, which was parked like right there because they found parking immediately. And they drive away. And then I have my 5-hour drive back to Naples with that same CD.
Oh
listen
my
to.
god! Which you still have in your car. That
I
you
mean,
listen to.
some of
I'm
those are
gonna break
bangers.
Oh
Yep,
my god.
that was my Disney date.
That was the worst ending. Like, you could have had a great date, but if that was your ending, that was the worst ending ever. Bare Necessities comes on. Ha ha ha, okay, bye. Oh my
I hate that song. Thank you for watching until the end. If you thought it was funny, share this with one of your friends, someone who loves Disney. Leave a like and comment what you thought. Thank you so much, guys. Oh, so what do you want to talk about here? What are you doing here?